Hot Wheelers, what's happening? Joe Motor back on the video rampage here. As you can see, we're going to do a little bit of a Real Riders video today. I'm going to show you some of the carded pieces I have. I don't have very many, but I really love the Real Riders series, the old 80s premium series of Real Riders, and I hope to collect a bunch of them loose. But I have a few of them carded here, and we're going to be cracking one of them to replace one of my loose versions that needs replacing. So we're going to do that in just a little bit. But I'm going to show you the carded ones first, and actually the first piece I'm going to show is from the new series of the Real Riders, which HWC Redline Club has been putting out for quite some time. And as you can see, they changed it up a little bit from the original. But one of the things I really like about the new Real Riders is when they come out with the actual Goodyear Real Rider tires, like the old vintage ones. And this one here is a custom 69 Dodge Charger, which was on sale the other day on HotWheelsCollectors.com. So I have one of these carded, but I wanted to get one to crack. So we're going to start off by cracking this one. Ready? This is number 697 of 7500, so I don't feel too bad about cracking this piece. We'll just have to see if we can get in here and get to it, first of all, because these are kind of hard to get into. I'm going to start off by cracking this one, and then I'm going to show you the vintage ones, but I just thought I'd start off with this for the heck of it, because I've been wanting to crack this one. And Wheels and Things actually cracked one of these and did a close-up, so I won't linger too long, but this is an awesome piece, very funky. This kind of dark spectral plane purple with the vintage Goodyear Real Rider tires, because some of the new HWC Real Riders don't have these. You know, they're different kinds of Real Riders, like the deep dish and 5 spokes and stuff. But this car is pretty funky. It's got a black hood that opens. See if I can get in there and show you that. And then it's got a white canopy with this retro decos on the side here. So it's pretty funky, and I like it a lot. Polished metal base, custom 69 Dodge Charger. And there it is, it's cracked. You can see the little details all the way around. Very nice piece, really like it. And it now will go in the display case. It's the first time I've cracked an HWC piece. Felt kind of good. Alright, I'm going to show you some of the carded versions that I have. We'll get to the loose versions and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back here for a little Real Rider parade, and starting off with the custom 69 Dodge Charger that I just cracked from the modern series of Real Riders here. Start off with that one. Why don't we start with a Bronco? This is a really cool piece because it's got the off-road racing tampos. A lot of these have variations. The most common variation, of course, is the gray hub versus the white hub. Usually the white hub is a little more rare, but not in every case. And then I think with this Bronco you can also find a version with a black camper top. But this is a pretty cool piece, and this one's got the off-road Real Rider tires. It's got the thicker tread on there. A lot of Broncos today don't have the motorbike on the back. It's got a spare tire. That's a really cool piece. These tampos aren't that perfect, but still good enough for me. Very cool piece. 1982. So there's the Bronco. How about a couple of Jeeps? Here's a CJ7 in brown with the eagle on the hood there. Tan interior. Got the spare tire in the back here. You can also see some stuff in the back there. Maybe a... not sure what that stuff is, actually. Also got the off-roads on it. Nice metal base. All these had metal bases. CJ7, this one's 81 on the base. It's got a couple of flea bites, but not bad. How about another Jeep? Here's a Scrambler. This has got to be one of my favorites. This is like metal flake silver with the yellow and orange tampos and the black top. Very nice. Very nice. Extra long. The Scramblers, of course, are more like the Jeep pickup. In the back you've got some pieces of wood and an axe. Been chopping some wood. And this one came in a few different colorways as well. I think there's a blue one and a black one. Let's see, this one's got a Hong Kong base of 1982. Very cool. How about the Byway Man? This one's a pretty common one that everybody likes. Nice metal flake blue with the eagle on the side. This one's got the white hubs. I actually think the gray hubs may be the more rare one. I'm not for sure on that though. And this one does have the toolboxes, I believe, and the spare tire. I think you can find a variation without the toolboxes. Black interior. Very cool piece. This is one of my favorite pickup castings. Don't think they do this casting much anymore. Of course, you can find the super scraper and the some of the other variations that have the plow on the front. 1977 on the base with the off-road Real Riders. Another one of my favorites is the Baja Breaker, also known as the A-Team van. This one's really bad. Got a black plastic hood that opens. Let's see if I can get that open for you there. Not much detail in there, but it does have the metal casting going on. And then, of course, that awesome red stripe on the side. Let's see if I can get it to, there we go. And this one's 77 too, I believe. Yep. Really cool circle window in the back that you can see all the way through. Little sunroof. Now the one that I really want to crack is the orange one. I'll show you that one in a minute. I've got that carded, but I don't have the heart to crack it, and I haven't found one loose for a good deal yet. So that's a classic right there. And then the last, well, not the last, but this one is the 44 two-door, 1982, and this one's got the smooth, it's got tread, but they're smoother Real Rider tires. This is a beauty right here. Several people have been showing theirs on YouTube lately. It's a mean little old oldies gangster looking car, and hard to beat. It rolls really well. Very nice piece. I have a version of this carded as well. I had started collecting them both loose and carded, but I think I'm going to stick to collecting them loose just because I like to display them this way a lot better. So the whole reason for the video is we're going to be cracking one to replace my red Cobra. I showed this in a previous video of attic finds. This is one I had when I was a kid. This is the model I had. A little flea bite on it, but as you can see, I misplaced the hood and I picked it up the other day and the windshield finally broke off. So I've got a couple of carded versions of this, and we're going to crack one of them. So let me back up the camera and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back here and I'm going to show you some of these carded versions I was telling you about. I've got the 44 two-door here, and these ones I'm going to show you here are on unpunched cards. I rarely get these out of the Protectos because these are just pretty fragile pieces. The heavy cars inside and the blisters get pretty brittle. So, you know, you kind of got to be careful with these because they're, you know, over 30 years old. But this one's got a nice clear blister. The edges are pretty well intact. The bottom's a little soft, but my goodness, for that old of a car, it's pretty good condition. And I know, PJ, you were opening one of these the other day and wondering about the rubber band on the bottom. But for this one, it looks like they secured it with a little extra cardboard, probably because it was so heavy. But this is a fantastic condition. It's very hard to find these cards in mint condition. And so you know, the cool factor of these is pretty high. So it's pretty cool to see that unpunched. It makes you wonder the history of these things, how many hands they've gone through, and why it never got stocked on the pegs if it came straight from a case or whatnot. Pretty cool. So that one is there, and then the Byway Man I have on an unpunched card, but it has the original Kmart sticker. Check that out. 90 cents. Still, very nice card, clear blister. Very cool, but a little bit of a soft corner on the bottom. But otherwise in very excellent shape. And when I bought this one, the owner said he was the first owner. So, you know, who knows if that's true or not, but he seemed pretty proud of it, and be interesting to know where he picked this up. So they're really, really nice when you find them in, mint, as mint of a card as you could find. And then here is the orange Baja Breaker I was telling you about. This is probably my favorite one, and I just don't have the heart to crack this guy. You can see on the blister how the tires have rubbed in and made an imprint of the tires there, so the blister is pretty brittle on this one. It does have a soft corners and bottom here, but it's on an unpunched card. Look at that. Just beautiful. Just awesome how that sits in there. So I don't have the heart to crack this. You know, even though the card's a little bit soft, it's unpunched. I mean, anyway, so if I find a loose one of these for a good deal, I'm going to be picking that up for sure. But I just haven't found one yet, and like I said, I just don't have the heart to bust this one open. Baja Breaker. That's a good one. You can find these, a lot of these with black walls as well, but I'm just partial to the real writers. Alright, so here's the main event here. So I told you about the Cobra, right? It's kind of messed up and I need to replace it. So I had originally bought this one. This is the carded Classic Cobra here in red. Beautiful clear blister. Couldn't get much better than that. But the card is so-so. Got kind of a bend in it across the top of it here. We've got the original Walmart 86 cents. God, can you imagine paying 86 cents for this thing? Which is probably what, $4 or $5 in today's money? I don't know. Anyway, really nice blister, but it is a soft card. The bottom's not so bad. But you can see the back, you know, you've got this tear here, so the card is definitely not mint. So when I got this in the mail, I got a pretty good deal on this. I got it in the mail and I thought, well, I'll go and look for a better carded version and then I'll crack this to replace this one. So I went and found another one online, and the card was indeed, it was punched, which wasn't all that, you know, great, but the card is great. I mean, look at the condition of the card. There's no blemishes on the back. It's really beautiful. The edges are perfect, but bam, look at that. Can you tell? The blister is stained a yellow haze. I'll show them side by side so you can see the difference. Look at that. So you can see how clear and beautifully white this blister is on top, and how stained yellow this is on top. I mean on top now. So that was a little bit disappointing, and I had this beautiful card, but the blister's all messed up. And so when you're collecting, you got to make sure, if you're buying these for, you know, 20 or 30 or sometimes more dollars, you may, if you can't tell in the picture, which I couldn't tell when I bought this, you may want to ask about the blister, because that will ruin the whole effect if you've, you know, spent the money to get a nice card and then the blister's messed up. So anyway, the question then becomes, I'm going to crack one of these. Which one should I crack? The one with the not so great card but the beautiful clear blister, or the one with the almost mint card with the yellow blister? Well, I think you know the answer. I mean, what's the point of having a car on card if it doesn't look good? So what I think we should do is release this one from its yellow acidy prison, because what that is probably the acid in the adhesive. Could be also nicotine. If somebody had this in a house where they smoked, that could have activated the acid in here and made it turn brownish yellow. So we're going to have to release this from its prison. So that's the one we're going to crack. Are you ready? So here's this beautiful card. I know for you cardboard collectors that's pretty painful, because that's a beautiful card, but it just defeats the whole purpose of it if it's stuck in here. So here we go. We're going to crack it. You ready? And boom, there it is. And see, look inside. This is nice and white, so the card is probably in pretty good condition. And look at that blister, how nasty it is. Oh man. It needed to be freed. And there we have our beautiful, fully intact Classic Cobra from the 1983 or 82 Hot Wheels Real Riders. And I am going to keep track of the hood this time. So let's look at them side by side real quick, and then I'll let you go. I don't want to keep you too long. This is my original here, and here's the one we're going to replace it with. So it's been freed from its yellow blister prison and now goes in the display case, so it looks like it should. So there you go. There's the Real Rider parade for you there. Sorry if this video lingered on a little bit too long, but just a quick little thing on checking the quality of your blisters and you know, having some fun with Real Riders. So as I collect a few more of these, I'll continue to check back in on the Real Rider collection, but they've got to be one of the best series that Hot Wheels ever did, hands down. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you like it, subscribe if you feel like it. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.